Welcome to Life Success on Demand. Importantly, Life Success on Demand features many of the most inspiring thought leaders of our time. Dr. John Gray is the leading relationship expert in the world and the best-selling relationship author of all time. He is the author of 16 books including Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, which USA Today reported to be the best-selling book in the last decade and the most influential book in the last 25 years. John has made guest appearances on such shows as Oprah, The View, Larry King Live, Good Morning America, Live with Regis, CNN and Company, Dr. Oz, and many others.
How do men and women cope with stress differently? One of the biggest reasons for problems in relationships, not because we cope differently, but because we don't understand how we cope differently.
Marianne Williamson is an internationally acclaimed author and lecturer. 4 of her 10 books have been #1 New York Times bestsellers, and she has been a popular guest on television programs such as Oprah, Larry King Live, Good Morning America, Charlie Rose, and many others.
Each of us were born with a divine mission, but each of us have the same mission, and that is that we were born onto this earth to love, to extend love, and to receive love. You know, you never attract anything if you think of yourself as empty now. You won't attract abundance if you think of yourself as empty. You will attract abundance if you think of yourself as abundant.
Barbara Marx Hubbard is a former U.S. Vice President nominee and is generally regarded as the best informed futurist now alive. She is a social innovator, speaker, and author of 5 books. In her film entitled Visions of a Universal Humanity, she outlines her vision of our future and how to raise the consciousness of the entire planet. Barbara is clearly one of the most inspiring thought leaders of our time.
Now, we're shifting from procreation to co-creation, from self-reproduction to self-evolution. So aging changes when your creativity grows.
Dr. Michael Beckwith was one of the key cast members on The Secret. In the 1970s, he began an inward journey into the teachings of the East and West. And today he teaches these universal principles in his book entitled Inspirations of the Heart, 40-Day Mind Fast Soul Feast, and A Manifesto of Peace, and in his films entitled Spiritual Liberation and The Answer Is You. He has received numerous humanitarian awards, and his achievements as an emissary of peace have been widely acclaimed, such as seen in 2003 when he was written into the Congressional Record.
Non-attachment and detachment are not the same thing. Detachment is lethargy, apathy, I don't care. I've been hurt so much, I'm just going to detach from life. Non-attachment is something altogether different. Non-attachment is I'm fully available and fully participating, but I don't have an attachment to the outcome.
Jack Canfield was also one of the key cast members on The Secret and is the author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul book series, which Time magazine called the publishing phenomena of the decade. As the driving force behind the development and delivery of more than 125 million books sold, Jack is uniquely qualified to talk about life success and is generally known as America's #1 success coach. He has been a featured guest on more than 1,000 radio and television shows to include Oprah, Larry King Live, 2020, The Today Show, the CBS Evening News, the NBC Nightly News, PBS, Fox, CNN, and many others, and has reached over 100 million readers worldwide.
So be clear about what you want, believe it's possible, release it to the universe so you don't have to know exactly how it's going to come, but trust that it will. Take the obvious actions that make sense, and then if there are inspirations that occur to you, take those actions as well. Trust your intuition, and then be in a state of gratitude, a state of joy, a state of forgiveness, a state of abundance, and so forth. And if you're in those states, you're going to attract. So ask, believe, and part of believing is taking action, because you only act on the things you believe are possible, and then spend the rest of your time being in those states, and you will attract everything you want.
New York Times bestselling author Greg Braden is internationally renowned as a pioneer in bridging science with ancient wisdom. His work on energy fields and our interconnectedness has led to such paradigm-shifting books as The Spontaneous Healing of Belief and Fractal Time, The Secret of 2012. Greg is at the forefront of explaining the integration of physics with metaphysics and is considered one of the most inspiring thought leaders of our time.
That we are all connected in ways that we're only beginning to understand, and that we are born speaking the nonverbal language of the human heart. When we have a feeling in our heart, that's the language that the stuff that connects everything understands. It's not about what we speak. So we can't say, bring me a relationship, or bring me love, or bring me money. It's probably not going to work because the field doesn't understand that. The field understands the language of the heart, and that language is a language that's based in human emotion and human feeling. And here is the key, the great secret of all ages. The key is to feel the feeling in your heart as if your heart's desire has already happened, as if it's already come to pass. Be very, very aware of what you feel, because it's going to show up in your life very, very quickly.